the news. I'm Shane Bigham. China's called a new U.S. ban on tech investment, economic coercion, and technological bullying. The Foreign Ministry says the U.S. Act damages the international trade order and disrupts global supply chains. The ministry urges the U.S. to create a sound environment for China-U.S. economic and trade cooperation. China's Commerce Ministry has also slammed the U.S. ban, saying the restrictions and active decoupling and cutting supply chains under the excuse of de-risking. U.S. President Joe Biden earlier signed an executive order to ban certain U.S. investments in Chinese entities in semiconductors, microelectronics, quantum information technologies, and some artificial intelligence systems. Niger's coup leaders have named a new government on state television. The country's military chiefs earlier defied an ultimatum to restore elected President Mohamed Bazoum after removing him from power 2 weeks ago. Officials of the Economic Community of West African States are meeting in Nigeria's capital for an emergency summit over the crisis. The 15-nation bloc said important decisions are expected from the gathering, including on the use of force to restore Bazoum. A gunman's assassinated Ecuadorian presidential candidate Fernando Villavicencio at a campaign rally. President Samuel Lasso has vowed that the crime will not go unpunished. Villavicencio said prior to the shooting that he had received multiple death threats. Nicolas Suarez reports from Quito.
The country is shocked by the latest violent events. Villavicencio, who was one of the top contenders for the second spot for the upcoming presidential election, was shot killed as he exited one of his political rallies. He was 59 years old and he was known countrywide for being an avid journalist, a member of the National Assembly, as being president of the National Oversight Committee. A few days ago, he had actually reported to press that he was receiving threats from numbers due to his political positions during his campaign. The whole country is in shock, and President Guillermo Lasso has stated that the crime will not go unpunished. Nevertheless, an hour ago, more or less, the main suspect for the attack died during in-government custody after being injured while he was being persecuted and eventually captured.
Iranian media says Saudi Arabia's embassy in Tehran's officially resumed operations after a 7-year closure. The two countries announced the restoration of diplomatic relations under a China-brokered deal back in April. Iran's embassy in Saudi Arabia reopened in June. Tropical storm Lan will possibly threaten Tokyo this week as it gathers strength. Japan's already battling Typhoon Kanun, which is lashing the southern and western parts of the country. Kanun's maintained its strength as it moves toward the Korean peninsula. Jack Barton reports from South Korea.
On Jeju Island, south of the mainland, hundreds of flights have already been cancelled, along with all ferries to and from the popular tourist destination. Gangwon on the east coast is forecast to receive a deluge totaling about 600 millimetres. Dozens of sea routes, roads and hundreds of hiking trails across the country have been closed off. Local governments are inspecting facilities susceptible to flooding, along with anything that might collapse due to strong winds. People are also being warned to stay away from coastal areas, as well as anywhere that might be susceptible to landslides, rockfalls or electrical hazard.
Chengdu in northeast China has decided to suspend work and production in preparation for Typhoon Kanun. Public transportation, businesses, and schools will also come to a halt from Thursday to Saturday. Essential public services will continue to function in the city in Heilongjiang province. Kanun's expected to traverse the city on Thursday, bringing heavy rainfall and strong winds. The city already experienced torrential rains triggered by Typhoon Doksuri earlier this month. At least 6 people have been killed from wildfires on the island of Maui in Hawaii. Thousands of people have been forced to evacuate. Some even jumped into the Pacific Ocean to escape smoke and fire, prompting the U.S. Coast Guard to rescue them. Firefighters are still battling 3 major blazes. The cause of the fires is yet to be determined. Authorities say dry vegetation, strong winds, and low humidity are fueling the fires. BYD's become the world's first car maker to produce 5 million new energy vehicles. The Chinese company's 5 millionth NEV is a Denza N7. Figures from China's Passenger Car Association show that China's new energy passenger cars accounted for 63% of the world's market share last year. And that's the news. I'm Shane Bigham.